So it says, based on the dyno graph you posted for the 93 tune, what were you seeing for peak boost on that dyno run? Did the factory turbo hit 20 pounds, 24 pounds? All right, so we don't, that's not how the factory ECUs work. We do not, and you won't really see any other tuners quote boost level numbers. The factory ECU uses a torque model. So it's always targeting a certain amount of torque, and the ECU can model the torque the engine's producing based on the calculated airflow and the amount of fuel that's being burned, and then feedback from the O2 sensors. So to hit that power, maybe on Tuesday it takes 21 pounds boost, maybe on Thursday it takes 24. The ECU doesn't care. The ECU is just going to produce the power required.
Yeah, we'll set hard caps in here for given octanes.
And boost is controlled, but we don't sell our tune says it makes this much power and it makes this much boost.
And anybody that does either doesn't understand how the ECU works or is, I don't know, just riding the top line of something for some arbitrary reason.
Well, to be fair, whoever asked this question doesn't really understand either. So, hopefully you do know.
These are, exactly, as Joel said, these are hitting a torque number. There's constraints into how much boost it can run, but that boost number is going to change literally on every pole. On every condition, it's going to be different. It's going to move around. So, you go out in 30-degree weather versus 100-degree weather, you're going to have some very different boost numbers.
Yeah. But the amount of boost a turbo produces does not equate to X number of power on any given day. So,
they have the same question for the 85 file. It's the exact same
thing. Also, what was the air-fuel ratio through the pole? Were you seeing it stay below 11:1? We also don't quote a air-fuel spec. Again, air-fuel ratio is calculated and carefully managed, and it can change from condition to condition.
There's a base level that we run, and then there's also EGT management. So it'll start manipulating the air-fuel ratio based on what EGTs it's trying to hit. And then you've got other things like there's a scavenging mode on the CMOS cars. So those will run a different AFR when you lift. There's literally hundreds of strategies to determine what it's going to run.
So these would be good questions if you were like running a Mega Squirt or something, right? And it's like, G Money tuned this Honda, and it's tuned for 23 pounds of boost, and it hits 11.5 AFR, above 15 pounds of boost. That's not how these ECUs work. They are much more advanced, way more advanced.
And there's so many different things that come into play. There's the catalyst oxygen sensor load or oxygen load inside the catalyst. That's controlled, so that'll manipulate your target air fuels. And it's all these things that are just outside of what does it do when my foot's down.
Yeah.